Hola chicos y chicas, today we're going to be talking about the gender of nouns, and one thing, and the first thing that I'd like you to write down, because you should be taking notes on this lecture today, is that you need to know that in Spanish all nouns are either masculine or feminine, and we're going to talk about what the difference today is between a masculine and a feminine noun and how to identify them. Okay, so we'll start with masculine nouns. Alright, a masculine noun in Spanish is preceded by the article el, E-L. Now, take a look at that L. It does not have an accent mark like the word he in Spanish, which is why accent marks are so important. Okay, this L means the, okay, and this is a masculine definite article that means the in English. And, okay, so masculine nouns often begin with L and they end in the letter O many times. Not always, but most of the time they end in the letter O. So for example, we have el chico for the boy. It starts with L and ends in the letter O, and those are two ways that I can identify it as masculine. El vaso, again, starting with L, ending with O, for the cup. And el teléfono, okay, we have all of these starting with el, the word the, and ending in O, which indicates that they are masculine. Okay, so starting with L and ending with O. That's for masculine nouns. For a feminine noun, feminine nouns are preceded by the article la and often end in A. Okay, so kind of like how we had L and O, here for feminine nouns we have la, and then they often end in the letter A, but not always. Okay, so I have la chica for the girl. The boy was el chico. La chica is the girl. Okay, la computadora. Again, la, and then I end in an A for a feminine noun, and la ventana for the window. All of these would be examples of feminine nouns. Okay, so let's talk for just a second about what happens when I have a noun that doesn't end in O or A, because not all nouns will end in O or A. I need to be able to identify whether they're masculine or feminine. So let's take a look. Here I have a couple of examples, like la clase for the class. Okay, so I need to ask myself if this noun is masculine or feminine. And what I want to do is look at the article that comes at the beginning. It's la, so this is going to be feminine, even though it ends in E. Okay, what about el reloj for the clock? Again, I want to look at the article. The el here indicates that this is a masculine noun, so el reloj is masculine. Now sometimes you're going to come across words like el agua for water. And el agua has a masculine article but a feminine ending. So how do I know if this is masculine or feminine? In this case, this is a weird exception to the rule, but again, I want to look at the article, okay? El agua is a masculine noun that happens to have a feminine ending. And again, this is a weird exception to the rule. Now, when we talk about masculine and feminine here, it's really important, and I want you to write this down in your notes, because when we talk about masculine and feminine in English, we tend to think of gender, like boys and girls, okay? But this is very important. Please write this down in your notes. Muy importante. Masculine and feminine have nothing to do with actual gender, as in a boy or a girl, unless I'm talking about a person or an animal. Okay, so when I say that a noun is feminine, like la pizza, okay, you should know what that means, that does not mean that pizza is a girl, because that's ridiculous. We know that pizza is not a girl and it's not just for girls, okay? It just means that in Spanish, nouns have gender, but they don't always have to do with gender as we see it. Or like el plato for the plate. Doesn't mean that the plate is a boy. It just means that this is a masculine noun in Spanish. But when I'm talking about a person, like la maestra or el maestro for teacher, la maestra in this case does indicate that the teacher is a girl, and el maestro indicates that the teacher is a boy. But it's only when I'm talking about people or animals that that's the case. Okay, so make sure that you understand that, and this is, I know, a hard thing for us as English speakers to grasp, but that masculine and feminine in Spanish don't have anything to do with the way that we perceive gender, except when we're talking about people or animals. I'm going to put a list of words onto the site, and I would like you to, in your notes, please make a column of masculine and feminine, so 1/2 masculine, 1/2 feminine, and I'd like you to decide which words go on which side of the chart and bring that in tomorrow so that we can look at it in your notes. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. Adios!